uh, ceremony of ICCCASU. I am Tonton Mundele, the ICCCASU academic chair. I'll say a few words for the closing ceremony, and then David Kovo will join me to also say a few words on behalf of the of McGill University, and we'll have Elkin, who from UN Habitat, will be also joining us to say a few words and to close the ICASU 4 editions. So that being said, as I said, that I have a few words. I was just going to start to say that the fourth edition of this year's ICASU conference, with the theme of density, diversity, and mobility, the city in the era of cascading risk is now coming to an end. On behalf of the organizing committee and in my capacity as the academic chair of ICASU, I would like or I want to extend my deepest gratitude to those who participated, provided constructive contributions, and took the time to virtually attend this conference. To recap, this conference was made up of 6 thematic areas. The first one was toward more resilient cities worldwide. The second one was preparedness and management of COVID-19 and climate change in cities. The third one was forecasting and forward-looking urban risk management, managing increasing density, diversity, and mobility. And the fourth one was privacy, surveillance, security, governance, and collective well-being. And the fifth one was health crisis in cities, learning from the past, and planning for the future. And the last one was housing, access, affordability, and informality. During the conference, we have had 40 different activities, which include 2 keynote sessions, 2 dialogues, 1 roundtable, 5 panel sessions with 12 sections, 1 special event organized by UN Habitat, 21 panels, and 1 network event. Dear participant, due to the pandemic, the organizing committee decided to hold this conference virtually to ensure our safety. This is the first time ICASU ever took on a task like this, and we highly appreciate all of the participants' support and patience with this virtual conference. Chers participants, au nom du comité d'organisation d'ICASU, je tiens à vous remercier pour votre participation active à cette édition d'ICASU, avec 40 activités organisées tout au long de la conférence. Nous pouvons affirmer sans crainte d'être contredit que la conférence était une réussite totale. Je voudrais profiter de cette opportunité pour rappeler à tous les participants de la conférence la possibilité de publier un chapitre du livre sur la conférence avec la maison Springer. La date limite pour la soumission est le 31 août 2021. 大家好，我请代表伊卡苏组委会感谢大家对本次伊卡苏的积极的参与。整个伊卡苏会议一共组织了40项活动。我们非常高兴会议取得了圆满的成功。As we wrap up the conference, would like to nominate participants with different prizes. So the first one will be our best presentation and pre-recordings. We have several nominees, among which we have selected the first prize and the second one. So among the nominees, I'll just gonna say who we selected from the review of our committee. So we had Anne-Catherine Chardon from Higher School of Real Estate Professions, and we have Andrew Gonzalez from McGill University. We have Asia Lachir from National School of Architecture in Morocco. We have Stephanie Luz from UN Habitat Burkina Faso. We have KHMD Nahid Zuman from University of British Columbia in Canada. We have Alice Nunes from University of Eduardo Mondlane, Mozambique. We have Kamir Razavi from Simon Fraser University in Canada. We have Adir Ratu Tiam from Ministère des Affaires foncières, de l'Urbanisme et de l'Habitat au Mali. And we have Kimberly Wind from Carleton University, Canada. We have Xiaoyi Wu from Shanghai University, Canada. We have Tianyi Xiao from Tianjin University in China. We have Chen Yang from University of Waterloo in Canada. And we have Laura Panados Estrus from Truman Burden Law School, Cayman Island. So among these nominees, so I'll start with the second prize. We have two participants who won this prize. So we have, first of all, Kamir Razavi from Simon Fraser University in Canada, and we have Adiaratu Tiam from Ministère des Affaires foncières et de l'Urbanisme et de l'Habitat au Mali. So these two participants who won this prize, so will be getting free registration for the next ICCCASU edition will be held in Africa. And then we have the first prize for this category is Tianyi Xiao from Tianjin University in China. And the winner of this prize will get, first of all, free registration for the next edition of ICCCASU, and will have the 3 days hotel waived in Africa when we held our fifth edition in Africa. So basically, we're giving 3 days hotel free. So thank you so much, and congratulations to the winners. So the second and the last category that we have is the best panel chairs. So we have several nominees. So I'm gonna sit them. So we have Laila Amurau from Université Ibn Zo, Morocco. We have Pamela Carbajal from Urban Earth and Regional Planner Consultant, who's an urban health and a regional planner consultant from UN Habitat in Kenya. We have Ian Cooper from the Government of Canada, Employment and Social Development Canada, in Canada. And we have Emily from the Centers for Urban Underground Spaces in Canada. We have George Anatu from University of Johannesburg, South Africa. And we have Hong Wang from Shanghai University in China. We have Xinping Wang from Southeast University in China. And lastly, we have Bing Shui from Technische Universität Berlin in Germany. So among these nominees, so those who won the second prize are first of all, Amy Lee from the Centers for Urban Underground Space in Canada, and Hong Wang from Shanghai University. So these participants, the winner of the second position, so will be also as same as for the best presentation. There will be they'll have a free registration. The fees will be waived for the edition of ICCCASU in Africa. And the first prize for this is George Anatu from University of Johannesburg in South Africa. So he'll get free registration and 3 days hotel free for the edition in Africa. So with that, I would like to close my remarks, and I would like to thank you all for participating in ICCCASU, and we're looking forward to see you again in Africa. We're definitely gonna let you know which country we'll be going to, and stay tuned for that. And thank you again for your participation. So now I'm just gonna invite David Kovo from McGill University to say a few words for the closing remark.
Tonton, you broke my laptop. That was fine. Um, Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, or good evening. As Vice President of the ICCCASU and as the representative of the nominal host institution, the School of Architecture at McGill University, I would also like to add a few words of thanks. The award ceremony has already identified the large group of volunteers whose dedication to the aims and objectives of ICCCASU made this conference a success. Tonton has just outlined the outstanding achievements in the panel sessions and keynotes and dialogues. But I wanted to highlight a few key initiatives associated with the event. As an urban institution celebrating its 200th anniversary in 2021, with a history that is intertwined with Canada's as a nation, and more importantly, with Montreal's as a city, McGill is particularly sensitive to the theme of this conference. Our original intention had been to use the School of Architecture and the campus, which you can see behind me here, um, uh, as the venue for all assemblies, presentations, panel discussions, exhibition, and social events, and to complement the discussion sessions with field trips to sites of interest around the city. However, we all know what happened, and in the weeks and months following the declaration of the pandemic 16 months ago, the organizing committee worked very hard to pivot to develop the conference as a hybrid event. But in the end, given the continuing and very frustrating uncertainties regarding assembly and domestic and international travel, ICCCASU 4 was eventually, and it should be said in the late stages of planning, reconfigured as an entirely online event. The technical issues faced by the organizing committee were challenging, to say the least, calling for considerable imagination and extraordinary levels of technical expertise in the design of what is essentially a large virtual building, a virtual conference facility. I think it's fair to say that the success of the conference is due for the most part to the leadership and academic rigor provided by Hu Huatsao and Tonton Mundele in this collaborative exercise, but equally to the technical support provided by Hao Tian Guan and his team, always behind the scenes. The technical support team included, in addition to Hao Tian, Simon Shi Huang, Sanaguri, Sherry Verma, Bija Tiendre Biogo, Andy Garcia, Luisa Gomez, Michelle Miki Kyuk, Hamid Hamad, and Yupang Chen. To Hao Tian, whose mastery of the technology and patience with the organizing committee have been outstanding, and to his entire team, thank you, merci, xie xie, and mil gracias. Now, everyone knows Hu Huatsao. Like many of you, I was personally recruited by him, in my case, in the months prior to ICCCASU 3 in Chengdu. You might say I was shanghaied in Chengdu. And like many of you, I now look forward to many more years of collaboration with him and the international community of students, scholars, practitioners, and policymakers that he has created. So on behalf of the entire organizing committee, I would like to formally acknowledge the many essential roles played by Huhua in this organization and in these conferences. They include co-president of ICCCASU, but also, and this is my own sort of personal taxonomy of roles, networker in chief, spiritual leader, coach, conductor, and choreographer. 呼唤我们干记不仅你的幻想和你的领导，力以及给我人心。Huhua, we can't thank you enough. Your vision and I would say your gentle leadership have been inspiring. And finally, a note about an important addition to ICCCASU as an organization. Among the many legacies of this conference, ICCCASU 4, are a series of new relationships and an important recognition of Canada's role as a member of a very diverse continental group of over 40 nations. To our new colleagues in the Caribbean, welcome to the family. Nous attendons avec impatience de nombreuses années de collaboration constructive avec vous. And to you and our new colleagues in Latin America, esperamos muchos años más para discutir, compartir y aprender unos de otros en una expresión panamericana de solidaridad. Thank you all. See you in 2023. Hao Tian? Elkin. Elkin Velasquez, UN Habitat, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you, David. I am delighted to be part of this closure ceremony on behalf of UN Habitat, on behalf of, and representing my executive director, representing my colleagues who have been part of this process in this conference, Raf Toots, Claude Ngomsi, Umar Silla, and of course, Rong Yang and other colleagues who participated. For UN Habitat, ICCCASU is not only a conference. ICCCASU is becoming a movement. ICCCASU is contributing to what the Secretary General of the UN, Mr. Antonio Guterres, is proposing to the world to move from a multilateralism alone to an inclusive multilateralism. And this is what this movement, ICCCASU, is about. We are seeing here the exchange among, of course, countries, experiences from different regions to contribute to a better world, to contribute, in our particular case, to the implementation of the new urban agenda. And this is for us, UN Habitat, reason to celebrate this movement, and of course the conference as part of this movement. And we encourage that this process can be moved forward and can, of course, advance towards the next conference in Africa, but that it can also include many more activities, and UN Habitat is ready to discuss with you, to make proposals as to consolidate the ICCCASU movement. We want also to recognize the leadership of David, Tonton, and particularly Hu Huacao. We want to recognize this leadership and to thank you for the trust that you have placed in UN Habitat to join the process and to work jointly with you in the organization of the conference and in the different activities. Je pense aussi que c'est une occasion pour reconnaître que les résultats qui sortent ici de cette discussion, de cette riche échange, vont être très importants pour les Nations Unies quand on va réviser le nouvel agenda urbain en avril 2022. Il y aura une réunion de haut niveau des États membres des Nations Unies et tous les résultats, les réflexions, les propositions qu'on a pu constater après tous les dialogues, les panels, les conférences, je peux vous dire qu'on va les prendre et on va les soumettre, on va les mettre à la table de discussion et d'échange, des négociations entre les États membres. Et pour nous, cela représente aussi un exemple de comment et combien ICCCASU est non seulement un bon forum d'échange, de réflexion, mais un forum très utile qui contribue avec des idées pour changer le monde, pour changer les processus, les faire évoluer, les processus d'implémentation, de mise en place du nouvel agenda urbain et des agendas globaux de développement. We would like also to recognize that here, in addition to the richness of the discussions, we are also seeing that there are very useful insights that are going to be integrated, certainly, in the implementation of development agendas, particularly in areas of mobility, in the areas of migration, in the areas of how cities can face the impact of the pandemics we in other areas of work. We do see a lot of useful insights, and that's why we say that this is not a conference like the others. This is a conference that, in addition to the rigorousness of the discussions, is also coming very directly to touch the problems and to contribute with concrete and specific solutions. From Young Habitat also, we have appreciated the participation of youth. We see here an example to promote and to propose to other fora in the world as to see how youth can have not only a very important role, but can be empowered within the discussions, in the exchanges, but also in the contribution in the possibility to apply the discussions that had been held during the conference. Una palabra adicional sobre la innovación que hemos notado, la innovación relacionada con la apertura geográfica, con la inclusión del Caribe y de América Latina. Tal vez esto también represente la posibilidad de que en el futuro pasemos de ICCCASU a ICCLASU. Lo dejo para reflexiones más adelante, pero quiero en ello reconocer desde América Latina y
Okay. I think we lost Elkin. Qué lástima que no está por acá. Thank you, Elkin. Muchas gracias. I think on behalf now of the organizing committee, I can declare the conference closed. Au nom du comité organisateur, on peut déclarer que la conférence est maintenant terminée. Merci à tous et toutes. Again, see you in 2023, if not sooner. Then thank you all for your participation. Hua, no last words? Okay. That's it. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Ciao.
So maybe Lisa is still running.
Okay. Ciao, Ines.
Ciao.